She entered the refined music hall looking downward, another unseen laborer in worn work clothes. People noticed her only when they needed someone to mock. When they forced her to perform on the piano as a prank, the result left the audience silent. Once her hands left the keys, the woman they had ridiculed became unforgettable. Emily Johnson moved quietly among the marble pillars of the Preston Music Conservatory. At 28, in the tan uniform of the janitorial staff, her black hair in a plain ponytail, she emptied bins and cleaned surfaces. After 3 years here, she was as overlooked as the dust she cleared. In the corridor, she straightened a tilted painting. Her work-roughened hands held an elegance no one noticed. "Emily, could you cover the front desk today? The foundation committee is visiting," her manager called. "Certainly, Mr. Collins." Passing the grand Steinway in the entrance hall, a flicker of longing crossed her face. In a reflection, she saw her younger self at a similar piano before life had redirected her. She shook her head and resumed her duties. Victoria Parker, 53, the conservatory's director, swept in. "Chairs 1 inch apart," she ordered without looking at Emily. Samantha Reed, the top piano teacher, added loudly, "Remind the workers to stay out of sight during events." Emily flushed but kept arranging seats. Later, polishing a railing, she overheard a struggling student. "Relax your wrist in the arpeggios," Emily murmured. Samantha appeared. "You think being a cleaner qualifies you to teach?" she sneered. Emily lowered her gaze and kept working, her fingers silently finishing the passage the girl had missed. The fundraising gala arrived. Emily worked as Samantha rushed in, phone to her ear. "Olivia can't perform, hospitalized with food poisoning," Victoria gasped. "She's our highlight." None of the other students could sing Liszt's Hungarian Rhapsody. Jason Miller, a teaching aide, hesitated, then said, "I know someone who can." "Emily." Samantha laughed. "The custodian?" Jason insisted. "She's extraordinary." Victoria asked Emily directly. "Yes, ma'am, I can play it." "If you refuse," Victoria warned, "we may need to reconsider your employment." Emily agreed. That night, under harsh lights, still in uniform, Emily sat at the grand piano. Murmurs rippled. Samantha smirked from the wings. Emily closed her eyes, recalling her grandmother's words. "Music isn't about who you are to the world. It's about who you are when the world disappears." Her hands struck the first notes, not tentative, but confident and masterful. The hall fell silent. Playful sections danced. Crescendos thundered. Faces changed from skepticism to awe. At the last chord, silence held 3 beats before a standing ovation erupted. As Emily tried to leave, conductor David Thompson called, "Where did you study?" "I didn't. My grandmother, Margaret Johnson, taught me." Recognition dawned. Emily explained she'd been accepted to Juilliard but stayed home after her grandmother's stroke, later working here to stay near music. In the reception, patrons now sought her out. Samantha stood alone. Jason brought Emily water. David returned with Elizabeth Chen of the Jefferson Foundation. They offered her a role leading a youth program, combining teaching and performing. 3 months later, Emily walked the halls with sheet music instead of cleaning supplies. Her new position with Music Within Reach let her teach talented teens from underprivileged backgrounds. In a practice room, she told them, "Music isn't about who you are to the world. It's about who you are when the world falls away." She began to play, not to prove anything, but because music was her truth.